Hello.
Hi
Ow,
everyone.
cat.
I just didn't push a
Hello.
button. Once we but here we are. Sorry for the long black
Winnie.
screen. Um yes, Tyler is here, just had to take a phone call, so in a moment we will all probably be in the right places again and
I have to go drop this baby off.
hey, my name is Elise. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and I am the GM of this crew. Um that we are close now to the end of our second season-ish thing, season arc chunk. We're gonna the chaos of the intro. Sorry, I'm watching the delay versus the stream. I need to stream. Um we're gonna do our normal introduction stuff. I think we'll wait for a minute to do our player introductions so that Tyler has a minute to take his call. So instead, let's jump in with
This
the
week's
bombing.
sponsor? Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. This week is sponsored by cat treats.
Are you gonna have
Look
to give
at
your cat more
how
treats now?
no, it's fine. She got some. Look at it. It's
With
sponsored
your
by
your finger
Frisky's
like
Party
sticking
Mix.
through it is just a lot.
I know. It's Frisky's Party Mix. Uh and they're here to sponsor Spire, and specifically their favorite character is Lord Farquaad.
Oh, not Piss
They're
the Destroyer, the cat.
not Piss the Destroyer the cat. They like Lord
Lola the goat.
Farquaad. It's weird. I don't know what's going on with the Friskies marketing team, but hey,
They just really love forced redemption arcs.
they love forced redemption. They like bullets to assistant heads. I don't remember how that turned out. I thought we shot him, but now I'm also remembering that we like turned him
Isol
or
is
them.
alive. Yeah, you
Yeah,
turned
he's
Yeah.
alive
him.
and well.
Yeah, we
Well,
turned
you
them.
haven't checked in with him all season, despite a couple
Well, it was about
opportunities to.
well.
Yeah, so
I
well
know.
might be an exaggeration, but he is alive. And
He's alive.
last you knew a worshiper of the the drow goddess. So there's that. Um, yes, thank you for that lovely sponsorship stuff. I think we're
You're
all
welcome.
in our spots. Hooray! That.
Just
Yes,
had to
let's
eat a
do
little
some.
time up.
Yeah, thanks. Let's do some introductions. I've already said my name and pronouns, so I'm going to pass things over to Rachel.
Jeebus. I'm Rachel, and that's my name. And my pronouns are she, her, hers, as are Alvy's, who is my character's name. Smooth. I'm gonna pass it down to Tyler.
Howdy, howdy. I am Tyler. I play Anders and Company, and the collective of us, as I've joined the collective, go by he, him, his. And I will be kicking it on over to Sarah.
Oh, I am Sarah. I play Din. Both of our pronouns are she, her. And now I will give it to Sam.
Thank you. Much appreciated. Hi everyone. You're probably wondering why you're all here today. And it's because we're playing Spire. Duh. Yeah. I am playing Edic, who uses he, him, his pronouns, and I use he, they pronouns.
Hell
Check
yeah.
that shit out. Yeah. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna pass my other he, they pin up to Ava.
Oh God, thanks. Oh, it magically transformed into a sewing pin.
You just took out the needle
I
part,
thought it
yeah.
would just be amazing if you
did.
just had a she, her pin right there
I
that you could
don't.
just
I have
lift
one in
up.
my. I
Like,
actually have one in my wallet, so I could have gone and like ran and grabbed that, but I think the bit would have been a little long. Hi, I'm Ava. I use she, her pronouns. So does Shu, the queen of excess. She's also a bit of a disaster. We share that in common. And I will pass over this sewing pin over back to Elise. This
Don't
way.
stab yourself.
I
Oh,
think.
and now it's enamel pin. Wow, all the pins. Good
All the
job.
pins.
Wow.
Wow, it's a McElroy pin.
Yeah,
Oh,
it is a
wow.
McElroy pin that Sarah gave me.
Which one?
The sky people and the earth children, the ground children, or whatever that bit was. Remember that one? The fave.
I sure don't.
Yeah, what is that even from?
I've like done
It's from
every
my
McElroy thing, and I'm like, what?
It's from my brother and me. It's just from a random episode like a year ago in which they were like doing this whole long bit about like a bird feeder that was like no birds or squirrels were visiting it, but it consistently was being filled with bread and disappearing. And like they were like, who's filling it? Who's eating it? We don't know. And so there was like this whole story about the bread being like gifts from the sky people to the ground children. Anyway,
Man, my memory
um,
is terrible because none of that sounds familiar.
it was like I was like laughing, so I would remember it very specifically. It was like a December episode because I was walking the dog. It was like in the middle of winter, and I was like, I had to like stop walking because I was laughing so hard at it. Okay, so anyway, I guess the McElroys are sponsors of this stream. Someone get on
Yeah.
telling them that to see if we can get anything.
Please.
Please. And but you know, in other things about the stream besides that the McElroys are not sponsors, but
Yes.
Frisky yet, but Frisky cat treats are. There's a Discord. You can
Move.
you can hang out with us in the Discord by using exclamation point Discord, which will take you or give you a link to the Discord where we talk about all sorts of things and have a lot of channels, play video games together and celebrate each other's victories, things like that. Read books together on Sundays, play video games. I said that one already. As well as have other scheduling that we stream on Twitch, such as let's see, Fates of Rin, which is usually every other Friday or so at 7 Mountain Time, and Tier, where you can see me and Rachel and Sam, which is sometimes Tuesdays and sometimes Fridays at 7 Mountain Time. Goats of Saltmarsh, which is Mondays at 7 Mountain Time.
You could date old people
You
every
can
other
date
Monday.
old people every other Monday.
Mhm.
Just in Discord, though, not on Twitch.
No.
And at some anomalous point in the future, more Monster of the Week.
That's right. That's also a thing that you can catch where we don't know
Matt and I
when,
have
but it
decided
will
that
happen.
it's cursed and that it just keeps.
It's
yeah.
not just you and Matt.
Well, it's gonna happen. The curse is lifted.
Someday.
Next time it's scheduled, it's gonna go off without a hitch. You'll see. Yes, so that's exclamation point Discord. You can also use exclamation point merch to go to our merch store and buy cool things like gorgeous art that we feature from members of our community, such as this notebook that I have right here on hand. Beautiful. Yes, and you can use exclamation point donate to see causes that are near and dear to our heart that we highlight each month. I don't know, has it rolled over? Has it changed for February? I actually don't know.
I don't think so, no.
Which means it's the Trevor Project. So we, as always, encourage you to give your time, effort, money when and where you can. The Trevor Project is a great option for that if it's one that interests you, supporting LGBTQ youth. Exclamation point coffee, KOFI. Do we have a dash in there still? KO-FI. So you can donate straight to us if you want. Okay.
Yep, there is still a dash.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if we had both. Sometimes we have like
I think the
channels have
plan
both.
is to have both.
Okay. That's fair. Oh, okay. I was like, it worked. And then I saw that you did put the hyphen in there. Oh my God, don't talk about dim sum in the chat. I will cry because I love it. Let's read Chelsea's poem. Anybody have it? I need to scroll up to get to it, but if anyone would like to read it.
I read it last time, so somebody else.
Oh, I'm just slow.
My turn.
Okay, do it.
Biggest excite. It's Thursday. It's time to watch, cheer, and play the story that causes so much stress, and delight in every brilliant way. The end of days looms pending the choices you make. the successes you roll, and the fallout you take. As always, thank you so much for these wonderful, chaotic moments that always ensue. Much love, Spire crew. I can see and hear you.
Yay!
Yay! As always, we
Yay.
love your poems so much. Thank you, Chelsea. It is truly a delight to have you in the community doing
Yeah.
that for us, as well as all the other things you do for us. But the poems, a truly near heart. Okay. Players, we need to go through the recap, get stress counts, and establish the special abilities for Alvi and Edic this session. And then we will jump in. So, what happened last time?
Can we just go through your delightful notes?
It's a
Yeah.
lot if you want
Is
to,
that cheating?
No, you can use that. They're there for you. But it's pretty extensive. So if there's anything you
Oh,
want to,
yeah, there is a lot here. I was like reading it really like as they were coming out when you were pushing them. I didn't realize how truly much there is here. Why don't we all just kind of quickly summarize our own things then? That would make sense.
Sure.
Go for
Who
it.
wants to go first? I can start if you want.
Cool.
Okay. Chu was taking a bath. She realized, or she got a message from the Blood Witch,
Molly Duval.
Molly Duval, whose name I always forget, that it is time to strike. It's now or never, that Juasha is weakened and that I need to make my move. So Chu got out of the bath, got her glitziest, glammiest idol clothes on. Then she went and got, she definitely remembered to get, who is the alter ego that is with me? There's so many
Den.
different versions. 10, right. So
One
she
of the
went to go
many
get
Anderses.
one of many, yeah. So she went and got Sten. She got Piss the Destroyer. She gave Piss the Destroyer to Sten and said, just hang back a little bit. And they basically set out to try and figure out where Juasha is. They know she has an estate somewhere up in Higher Spire. And along the way, she was basically like, it's time to go to war. I'm about to have to like kick in the front door and just throw down with Juasha. So she used her ability called Rot, which says that I can take X amount of stress up to 6, and that everybody around me for the next day takes that much extra stress divided by 2. So I took 6 stress. Everyone takes an additional 3 stress whenever they take stress around me now, which is a lot. And I took a fan because it does stress to me, and I lured a loving, adoring, very cute fan into an alleyway, and then grabbed their head and was just like, ah, and all the stress went from me to them, and it melted their brain and killed them. And then I just moved on with my life. And then I ran into everybody else. In some way or another, I ran into other people, explained the situation, and that's kind of where Chu is at.
I'll
Yes.
hop on next. So last time on Edic Ball Z, we saw Edic having a conversation with Maeve, who had taken the form of Juasha, but basically like ribs exposed and open for an embrace. And basically he made a pact with her that she would use her and her demonic essence to steal back the my pendant, which I believe is probably under the possession of the mistress, who ostensibly has some sort of demonic presence, around her as well. And also I wanted Juasha's Eidolon. Um, I made the mistress forget about Eidolons for to kind of hopefully help uh out Maeve. And then at some point later in last session, uh she remembered. So hopefully one of those things happened before the other. And let's see. I then used tunnels to get to Chu's place. We had a delightful conversation, kind of went over all of those facts, and then at the end of the session, our party went into the Vermisian. to try to basically put an end to Juwasha.
So your earrings are fabulous. Can't quite tell what they are, but they're just, I keep like seeing the light glint off them.
Rachel knows what
Nice.
they are.
Yes.
Can't tell. Are they?
Beautiful.
They're my Kashibi Rohan pen nib earrings.
Little pen nibs. Yeah.
Aw.
Ooh.
Did you
What?
say
So Jojo-
Kashibi Rohan? Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I know exactly what you're talking about. The manga artist.
Yes.
Yes. That's so good.
You need your headband.
Everything's
Yeah,
a
it's
JoJo
in
reference.
the other room.
I can go. I was with. Was it when I had been with Bev and then I sent her on her way?
Bev had just been sent on her way already.
Right.
And
And
then
then so that we were doing the thing where I was with Saren and they saw some more shit. It was another demon incursion-y type thing, and all I know is that it revolved around Edic somehow. And then we left, went through the Vermisian, and I met up with them. I didn't have too much craziness last time. Right? Is that pretty
correct.
succinct?
That's pretty much it. There was perhaps I feel like at the end Alvi also the other kind of significant thing perhaps from Alvi was the volunteering of the information that you can use some sort of ability to either take out the Eidolon, Duasha, or the Mistress. You kind of offered that up as like, I have the ability to do this.
Yeah, like I could totally take out somebody, and shared that EO was dead, and I
Yes.
am the one supposedly leading us towards the thing too, right? Because I like
Yes.
vaguely
And
saw where the house was, and
you did bring Eo Goo with you in a cup.
yeah, oh,
Right.
that's right. That's a
I
totally
love that
normal
it's
thing.
just I read it as Logu for some reason, and I was like, is this like
Capital I.
like a seasoning or something?
No. Currently in possession of the Eo Goo is Anders.
Okay. Of course. Who's next? I choose Din. What's going on there?
I was like, who's she going for?
Yeah.
Din is like, all right, I'm staying on this sky whale and I'm gonna go abscond to somewhere else. And the best way to do that is to make my face look like Dracul. And then Dracul said, oh man, I better get back on that sky whale. And then he did. And then everyone was like, and he was like, that's just my body double. Don't worry about it. And we got away with it. And then all got back together. And then I was naked and Alvi saw my butt. And
True.
Chu gave me a bedazzled cloak. And I made quite a scene. So I am being watched as Fallout. And what that means is at any point from now until the end of the next session, the GM can have someone tailing you and watch you perform an action. They can tell you which action if they wish. This will come back to haunt you.
What? You had Fallout? I'm shocked.
It's only bedazzled on the inside.
God,
Very
I'm so
scratchy.
itchy.
Anders
Yeah.
needs more Fallout to catch up. It's a competition.
Tyler's not used to being out Fallouted.
I know it's upsetting. And then I think the only so Bertold was sent off to basically warn the ministry. So he warned someone who he assumed was a higher up, I believe, and was told like, "Hey, there's a couple cells kind of in your general vicinity. There might be a chance that there's a we help us, we help you, you help us, kind of a situation. But I believe that things are progressing far too quickly for that information to even reach them before that can be uh, kind of discussed. And then Bertold did mention to Edic that it might not be wise to butcher a small arena of people because ghost plagues exist in Spire.
We'll
Yeah.
solve a demon incursion and make a ghost plague. It's fine.
Yeah, that's yeah. I don't want that.
Like which one is worse though? Like a ghost plague is not gonna destroy all of Spire, is it? Compared to like a
Why,
literal demon.
why are you fighting Bertolt on this? Literally, all you have to do is allow Bertolt to pray. Like, you're like,
Yeah.
what's the matter? You don't want to just kill a bunch of people? Bertolt's like, no, just let me pray over their dead bodies.
God, Bertolt, such a
Separation of
buzzkill.
church and state.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, Sam, you're muted. Sam,
Sam, you're muted.
Muted.
He's talking so fast.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Fine, 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 fine. At the end of the day, with the ghost stuff, that still takes like the bodies have to be like left to just rot for time. Like that doesn't need to happen. Maeve just needs to eat quickly, and then we'll take the bodies and do whatever the morticians need to do.
We do have a goat. Oh, and we have a zombie goat thing that wards
We
off
have
ghosts.
my goat husk that
my God,
wards off ghosts. Yeah,
Aurelia.
so I'll just
Aurelia,
yeah.
Put her in the chandelier.
Oh my God,
Okay.
can we just hang Aurelia from the chandelier? It'll be fine.
Okay, we can deal with Aurelia and the chandelier, which sounds like a great one shot. Later.
Remember how
You can
long
have
it took
Lola
to hang
there
that
to-
chandelier?
Yeah, when you get back, Aurelia is in the chandelier, but none of you put her there. We'll talk about
Didn't
it.
we already have a one shot about hanging a freaking chandelier?
Yes, we did.
And none of us could do it. None of
Nobody
us.
could do it. Okay. Last but not least, we need
Wow. Sorry.
Ava, not Ava, Rachel and Sam. What are Alvi and Edix things this time around?
Resist, because I'm afraid of demon shit right now.
Okay. Yeah, fair. So like resist, and then the knack is specifically against demonic things happening against you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I keep preparing for things that aren't happening yet, and so yeah, I might do resist too. That might be smart.
Okay. Great. Resist, and then specifically remember, like with
Your
Max,
demon
it's
shit.
okay, demon shit. Great. Then let us commence with you have entered the Vermissian. You are following Alvi's lead. Oh, yes, Sarah.
Didn't do stress.
What?
Didn't do
do
stress.
stress.
Oh, thank you. We didn't do stress. Okay. Din, you're on top of my pile. What's your stress?
1.
Chew?
Panic. Oh God. I don't know. I think it just automatically closed for some reason. I'm sorry.
I'll
I think
come
I
back
only
to
have
you.
2.
I
yeah,
have
thanks.
2 on my thing for you, but that's fine. I'll come back. Alvi.
0.
Anders.
Let's see. It's probably
Okay,
a
have it open.
lot.
I have you at
hell
0.
yeah! It's 0. Yes.
Hey. Edic.
So excited.
Let's get
Also
let's get a
0.
change real quick.
Incredible. So 2. Is it
I
actually
have
2?
2. I think I did get a refresh last time, but I didn't apply it to the stress that I had open. I applied it to my resistances. Because I was like,
Yes.
I'm about to eat some shit,
Yes.
and my stress is to like shadow,
Also,
which I don't really care.
your bond with Bev, we did not roll Fallout for, I don't think.
Yeah, we didn't.
But it does have quite a bit of stress on it. Why don't we go ahead and just roll Fallout for it now?
Okay.
So
I did say though that I did get an attendant, but while like on my day off, like when I was just chilling, that I got an attendant to bequeath like everything to her like after the fact, right? Did that
yes,
ever go
that did
through? 'Cause I
happen.
did- Okay.
However,
She
that does
doesn't
not
know, though,
erase.
so
Yeah,
yeah,
that
we
doesn't
can roll
erase
the
stress from
stress. Yeah,
bonds.
yeah,
So go
yeah.
ahead and roll a
What do I
d10.
roll like a?
It's at the bond is at 5, so a 4 or low 3 is Fallout on that bond.
Fuck.
This is very interesting because despite having played this system for like 2 years, I don't think we've ever rolled Fallout on a bond before.
We have either.
Bond
Dev is gonna
Fallout
like
is
betray me,
scary.
and it's gonna be so because I left her everything after, and I was just like, Bev, I thought we had something. I
She'll
think
work
she
Unfortunately,
against
will
the
go to
last
a
one.
very dark place if Bev betrays her. She'll be like,
okay.
managers.
Well, I know exactly what's what the bond fallout. So unfortunately, 5 is moderate fallout. So, but it would have needed to be
Bev?
severe fallout to
I
be
do have the
betrayal.
scapegoat thing though.
What is that?
Oh, you don't know my ultimate move.
I
It
feel
says
like the
right
rot
here,
was your ultimate move.
your ability to shift blame is
Oh yeah.
legendary.
Okay,
Once per
but no,
session,
that's yeah, that I do know about
but it
that.
had to
No.
be accused. So,
I mean, she'll probably be accusing you.
but in person, I don't think she'll be able to unless she be like run into her and she's like,
Okay.
"Fuck you, I quit." Which would be wild.
Ava, roll a d4. We're doing odds or evens for something.
Oh no. I rolled an odd. That's
Okay.
good. People like odds.
Okay. Cool. All right. Well, I know something you don't know.
Fuck.
Oh,
Okay.
What's
jeez.
awesome? Like I don't run into her.
Yeah, you actually have last you saw
Yeah.
Bev or heard it from Bev was when Alvy said Bev is fine after having sent her away from Eo's estate. While Alvy was meeting with Saren. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Then now we can finally keep moving. So, yes, you are all together with each other heading in. Is it actual Anders, who is bleeding, has the bleeding fallout?
Anders proper, yes.
Okay. So yeah, as you're kind of walking in, you know,
do we notice though that Anders is like
Oh yes, he was shot. Like
yeah, that's yeah.
Should somebody help him?
I mean, I did say that the wounds get infected. I mean, that is like you don't want to. This is not. I mean, you don't.
Maybe
You don't want
you
to.
step away
I
and
didn't
somebody can help
know.
him.
I step. Fine.
You're the infectious one.
I'm not. I'm not infectious. We're
Please
going to
don't try to
war. He's the one who's dying when we're gonna go burst down a building and shoot somebody.
So we should fix him, but perhaps if you were around when we fix him, you'll hurt us more.
That is a cruel way to speak to a friend, Alvy. And she'll step
I've
away.
learned from the best.
Oh damn.
Yes.
Alvy is a changed person.
Yeah. The Alvy character arc. Yeah, Chu will kind of just keep walking in the direction and just be like, shout at me when you're ready, and she'll go and find like small things to like flick and like break randomly.
Yeah.
Who
Speaking
has
of
fixed? Oh, sorry.
all of this, Alvy, were you planning to lead them through like the Vermisian, like Saren's tunnels, or get like a Gutterkin friend to like lead you up? What was the
Whatever seems smartest to
I think
to
Alvy and
Alvy.
Eddic are both comfortable enough now with Saren's tunnels that you think that would be the fastest and least likely to be seen way, because pretty much only y'all and Saren know about that as far as you know.
Okay, so we'll do that.
At some point over the course of us traversing the pathways, Edic is going to go ahead and administer his little tea ceremony via his little travel thermos.
Okay.
So I have to roll D3
How long does that take?
stress. It's not. It does. I don't even think there's even really a time
I
limit.
just wasn't sure. So, like, while you do that, could I possibly have reassuring whispers?
Dynastic
Yes.
memory, mark D3 stress to mind, and give you and your ally strength the first time he uses power. Yeah, there's literally no.
Cool. I just I'm
Technically,
gonna
the
roll.
tea ceremony is just like something that I'm just saying it is. Like it literally is like an on switch the moment I activate it.
I have a question, Elise.
Yes.
If we roll fix, what and we don't succeed, what would the stress be to? Most likely.
That is an interesting. I suppose the stress of that. God, it doesn't really make a lot of sense for like Alvy to end up taking stress if she fails to like heal. Right?
I don't know. Yeah, I didn't know if it was like a mind stress or something. Did it feel really bad?
Yeah,
Or
like I think also that like it does need to like
Albie
remove
starts
this
bleeding
fallout.
too.
Right.
Yeah.
I just
Oh
wanted to
god,
know
it's
if I'm gonna try and
contagious.
fix him, if I
Yeah.
should do it before I do my reassuring whispers.
Yeah, so
Mm.
I would say yes because there's always a chance you'll take stress. I think that, but is it mind stress? I think that most likely I would play it as like blood stress, like you like injure you, like you like stab yourself as you're trying to like sew him up or whatever it is. But we could
Mm.
probably even swing it as mind stress of just like it is horrifying to try and patch up your friend who has a bullet wound.
Okay, so I'm gonna try and do fix then. Would anybody be willing to help me?
Choose shouts from 40 feet away. I would, but apparently I break everything I touch.
Okay, so
I
Eric will
am
help.
not exactly trained in the medical arts, but
Oh no,
I
same.
do
We're both
train
adepts.
hands that can do things.
Okay, so you hold this flap of skin, and I'll hold this flap of skin.
Can we not say flap of skin, please?
Yeah, it's gonna be mind stress for sure. Then talk about flaps of skin.
Okay,
Yeah.
what's the domain?
So we fix
Academia, right? Because we're using all of our book smarts to really.
Yeah, and we're in the Vermissian.
I mean, right?
And we're Vermissian sages.
You pull out like a textbook on how to sew flaps of skin together.
yeah, so this
Fill
would
him with knowledge.
I mean, the domain is like literally. Yeah, come on. Come on, academia.
The Vermissian is a subway system. The vault is a
And we are
place of
sages
academia.
of that subway, Elise.
Trains. We're off the tracks
I'm
because
a
the train
Subway
cultists have
sandwich
stole them all.
sage.
We're going to. This will be low society. That's what
I
you
don't
are.
have any societies. So does that mean I get 2 dice? Because I don't have fix, so I get my base die and the one for the from Edic helping me?
Yes.
Well, Edic has fix, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you get one.
Oh, then
from
Edic, you
yeah.
do it and let me help you. You'll be the one that takes stress though, but so it's up to you.
So
I'm happy to just roll 2
I
die.
have 2 more resistances to mind.
It's up to you.
It's-
I
yeah.
don't
If
wanna
I
push it
must
out
it's-
now.
take
it's-
the reins, I
I
will
love
take
the
the reins
idea.
and let's go.
You're each just holding a flap, and you're like, "You do it." I don't know. I mean,
No,
Does
you do
Edic
it.
does Edic have low society?
I believe I have academia occult. Could I be using like occult magics to make this happen?
That would be more about the skill and less about
Spells
the
and stuff.
like domain, right? Because the domain is like
Oh, okay.
where you're located or who you're interacting with.
No, I do not have low society.
Okay. Yeah. So 3d10.
Okay. Oh, Jesus, I hit the question mark and not the roll button.
We're trying so
sorry
hard
about
to
that.
get Anders to stop bleeding. Hey, that's a
got a
full
9.
Oh,
success.
nice.
2 9s.
Yes.
But one of those is definitely a 3 on my screen.
Yeah, it says
Same.
9, 3, and
Yep.
5 on my screen. I don't know. That's fine.
Mine says 9,
Regardless-
5, and 9.
Yeah. Regardless, you got a
Anyway.
9. Well, yeah, in the chat it says 959, but on the 3D
Yeah.
On the little dice,
3D10, yeah. 3D dice, it said 955. Okay. Yes. Anders, you may remove the bleeding.
Yay.
The bleeding fallout, and you no longer will take an extra. Yes, and you can also refresh force. Well, yeah, I guess like you can refresh stress on that. Would let's have.
This is for Rachel.
Yes,
I was just doing
think
my
that
reassuring whispers.
Sam's like primary purpose was really like. Do you have any like blood resistances that are not to your armor, Anders?
I
That are.
I have no blood resistance.
Okay. So there's nothing that
No.
that Sam could fix besides the
No.
actual the fallout. Okay, then this just removes the fallout for you.
How long are we going to be walking through the Vermissian?
It won't take very long actually through Saren's tunnels. The whole point is kind of fast travel, so maybe in the 10-ish minute range.
Okay.
And so, by the way, just remember you do all have your hidden drow dynastic abilities. So
I think mine is like I
I'm just
regain reputation or something after.
I just stopped breathing.
I turn invisible if I close my eyes.
Stop breathing.
even if we
Die.
might not have exactly enough time, I'm going to once Alvi asks Chu to step away, Din is gonna follow Chu to the outskirt and use dress for success. So I spend an hour helping an ally before a difficult endeavor, picking out their clothes and advising them on methods of approach. They roll with mastery on compel and deceive for the next situation. So if by the next time we have an hour, we're just going to say I'm talking, we're starting now.
Okay, duly noted. Just kind of trying to get Chew. You're amping Chew
Yeah.
up. You're like dressing
God,
her.
yeah.
Okay.
Right. Like
Yes.
hyping, like, all
Yeah.
right.
Yes. This
Doing
is
like
a
the little
familiar.
black lines, like the combat makeup.
This is a familiar dynamic and one that it's maybe been a little while since Chu and Din have kind of like y'all used to roll deep, right? Like you were best friends for
Yeah.
a long time, like you have this kind of shared backstory. Um and I think this is like especially with everything Din's been going through and like Chu's rise to fame, like there's been kind of less of that closeness. And so I think that this maybe I don't know how it feels to your characters, but like just as a kind of thoughtful note for your own thinking about your characters, like this is the first time that perhaps this kind of interaction is happening, but it's a familiar and one that speaks to old patterns of friendship.
I think Chu is gonna be like a little awkward about it at first, and just be like, "So, like, how you been?" But I'm sure she'll warm up as it goes on. I don't know how much you want to like role play that out, but
I think that Din is, the similar standoffishness, but it is evident that there is a level of care because she's taking the time to do this, and also just, like doing the kind of preparation things is like a form of touching, and so that is inherently, uh, you know, a certain level of intimacy, right?
yeah. Chu is going to kind of try and reassure you, I think, and just be like, "Yeah, like shit's crazy, but I'm pretty sure we've got a good shot at this. Like, it's been a while since we hung out, but I have some like, I mean, like, I think I could probably give you a run for your money at this point. Like, I think together, like, there's no way. And I don't know if you want this, but like, I have this thing, and she'll pull out the pearl that she was given to by Molly Duval, and she'll be like, I know that like we all have our enemies and stuff, and I don't know what's been bugging you, if maybe somebody got on your bad side or what, but I mean, if you slip this into someone's drink or you make someone swallow it, I, I'm not sure what'll happen, but I'm pretty sure that they won't be your enemy anymore afterwards. So I don't know if you want it's pretty potent stuff, I think.
Din would definitely take that and nod and say, "You're the only one I remotely trust here. Finish the job."
Always finish the job. Yep.
Poor choices.
Subtlety was really never my strong suit, so I figure worst case scenario, you can make use of that more than I can.
In my pocket.
I feel like in so many D&D campaigns, like the party comes together at the end. And in this in like Spire campaigns, it's like slowly learning how to not trust each other over and over.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, the pearl handed off. Y'all continue to head in. Anything
Like to
else?
do.
Yep. Oh
Oh, sorry.
yes. Go ahead, go for it.
I just wanted to do for the next situation before like we go and meet the mistress. We're going to like meet like to interact with the mistress and the whatever,
And
right?
yeah, you're headed to
What's her fuck?
Joash's estate, yes.
Duasha. Um then I'd like to try and cast Thorned Tongue
Okay.
if I can, which just means basically if they lie to me, they get stabbing pains behind their eyes. And I don't know that they will, but they seem fucking shady and it's a way to hurt them, so It's
Cool.
compel and occult, which I have both of, so that'd be 3, right?
Yes. Sorry. Yes.
There was an upwards thing.
Yes. So that
7.
that is success at a cost. So we will
I don't really
say
want to pay anything though, so
that'll be $10 to your GM to avoid. Cost is actual money to me. No, you will take mind stress from casting the spell. I'm rolling. It's rolling. 2.
Hey.
We lost Tyler.
he'll be back, I'm sure.
But
Okay.
we
Yeah, there you go.
gained a cat.
So yes, you will go ahead and mark 2 to mind.
I'm still at 0.
okay.
I have resistances.
Great. And all right. Anything
So
else?
yeah, so now basically if they lie to me, they will get hurt.
Okay.
Elise,
Damn.
we're obviously not in the same physical vicinity as the mistress, as Arhana. But if I was to try to use my unreadable again, like it I mean there's no like negative situation for me other than like, oh, if I roll poorly I might take, some stress. But I guess like I'm wondering if I should wait to cast this until we're out of the Vermisian. That's probably a good option. I didn't need to tell you this, but here we are. I'm just speaking my brain right now. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna wait until we're out of the Vermisian and then I'll cast Unreadable.
Okay. Sounds good.
I also have unspeakable, so if we wanted to make it so that they can't speak about something too, I don't know if that would mean that they like couldn't cast shit if they had to talk because they couldn't bring it up. Does that work? Can it work that way? Can I like make
It's
a
not really
topic
like
like
verbal
occult magic?
somatic. Yeah,
Unspeakable?
like it's not quite the same,
Mm.
but you could try like and see what the outcome is because it would certainly have an impact. Okay. Yeah, so anything else in the Vermisian before, it's not where you make it up?
Do we need me to change my face?
Don't you already have all of your other faces out and about?
I could change mine.
To whom?
I mean, I could bring Waxy back or somebody new.
God, no.
Am I still within 40 feet, or have I come back yet, or am I like still out there?
That's
You
up
could
to
have at this point, like they're done doing what so like someone could have called you back.
But they haven't. So I'm just sitting over there with them. She's like, we're
You're like-
fine. We're okay over here. We're having girl time. Fuck y'all.
I'm
We don't
also a
need
girl and I
you.
like having good times.
You're a bee.
That's hurtful. I'm a hive.
You're hive.
A bunch of little bees fly out of my nostrils and form into a giant middle finger.
Point proven.
So Andrew's question.
That is a work of art if I've ever seen one.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I guess, we're making our way up
Downtown.
to Amaranth. Oh boy.
Yeah, do we want the Anders was asking about Waxy?
Yeah, I don't know if that's helpful or I mean, Anders, you're good on your own, right? Does having Waxy seems unhinged. Waxy murdered a lot of people with a lot of other people, which I guess is good right now if we want to murder people, but it's not really in control. Also, is that something you want to do?
Split
you.
again. Split again.
Yeah, aren't you
How
gonna get
many
more hurt?
can you do?
I can't
many
split
people can there
myself
be?
anymore, but I can become one more person. It's just what bit of society we might need in the coming fight. I was assuming it's probably going to be the occult nature because of all the demonic activity, but I could muddle by myself, but I'm worried about demons.
So you want to change because you're scared. If you're scared, that's fine. It's okay to be scared. You shouldn't feel ashamed of that.
I've seen what incursions can do. During my time in the Knoll Wars, I really don't want to view one up close.
I mean, yes, if you feel like you would be more comfortable, then I understand. And Waxy could be. Will Waxy do what we want? I'm afraid if you turn into Waxy and then it's just going to be like, I'm gonna go kill everything and everybody. I don't know. I'm crazy.
I could craft someone new if you like.
Oh, can we craft him? Can he have lots of muscles?
Is this through the the special
This would be a
ability?
single knight's grace.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be a single knight's grace.
I was like, we haven't established another cover, I don't think.
No, we have not. This would be a single knight's grace, so I would take a d6 stress, and then I would get a domain associated with the new cover. Or I could just I could borrow occult knowledge from one of you if you would allow me to do that.
What does that entail?
I'm never opposed to sharing knowledge. However, Dracul is with us, right?
Yes, I'm here. I mean, yes, Dracul is with us.
Okay. And if this is the case, that you may be able to help us if we need more occult oomph. By all means, I can impart my grand wisdom and creative expertise to the cause.
Does that mean there'll be two of you?
Of me?
No, of Attic.
Oh no, I'll just be I'll be borrowing a bit from his shadow, for lack of a better term. My shadow will learn.
Will you also have that weird accent?
Oh, I hope not.
I hope so.
If you take fallout because of it, that's gonna be the fallout. I'm calling it now. Called shot. It's super unlikely because you would have to take a lot of stress and then roll badly on a d10, but
it's just for this I would take a d3 stress instead of a d6,
and then you'd have to roll like a 1.
I would just and then I would have I would just have access to the I'm so sorry, I lost it. D3 stress, cast this spell on somebody nearby, drawing power through the shadow of the target. You copy one skill or domain they possess, and gain access to it until the end of the current situation.
Okay. Doing it?
So our shadows are gonna have a quick, chit chat, and I'm gonna learn some occult things.
Before you pull the trigger, she's gonna pop back in and be like, "Can I come back? Are we good now? Should I? Oh, okay. I'll just go back."
He's just there, like fork and knife in Attic's shadow, and you're like, "Can I come in here? Leave us alone, Mom."
If I were a terribly mean GM, I would go ahead and say, then you take the +3 from Ava or from Chu, but I'm not, so you can take your 2. Where does that put you on mind stress?
That'll put me at, I'm still at 0, so that just took away my 2.
So
resistance.
you don't roll fallout, so you don't have even the risk of taking Attic's accent.
But you should anyway.
Yeah, so you're taking access to the occult domain?
Yep.
Okay. Anything else before we keep?
Oh, damn it. I should have went with resist. What a fool I was. It's fine.
Okay, yeah, we'll say that's a solid 30 minutes actually, with everything that y'all were doing, the stacking of
we still
healing.
call you Anders?
Yes, I'm
Sorry,
still
Elise, I
Anders.
didn't mean to interrupt. But you're just like an Anders-etic hybrid.
No, I
Do you also love demons now?
I hate demons very much.
Do you want to cuddle them?
No, not at all.
This is
did
good.
you
This
make-
means more for me.
It's good. He's not moving in on your territory.
Yeah.
Alvi,
So you can come back. Yes, continue.
Fun fact, but I'm sure you know this because you know gnolls, but the gnolls call demons Jinn. That's what I knew them as more regularly before all this happened. Yeah. And just 1,000-mile stare for a minute.
And Alvi is just going
Continues
to
on.
like awkwardly reach out her hand and just pat you on the shoulder.
We should we should get moving.
Yeah, we should go. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Oh.
Anyway, follow me, and I'll just march off to the front again.
Okay. All right. So that would be 30 minutes, plus, like a little bit more to get through the rest of, because during this time you were pretty stationary, just kind of in a safe place near Saren's tunnels. So for Din, your spell will say you're 40 minutes in. You need 20 minutes to complete it on Chu, assuming you're kind of casting as you walk here. And yeah, that gets us to Amaranth. So
Chu dies.
yeah, just you step out of the you step
Dramatic.
out of the Vermisian and Chu just keels over dead. No, you step out into Amaranth. And Amaranth is a bit of a kicked anthill up here because, last anybody of you were here, there was a murder in the streets. Which was you. It was you. So you did a murder in the streets. You got away with it. After getting shot. The Solar Guard is out in force. They have been mobilized, as you may recall, by a high elf wielding a very important weapon of the Solar Basilica, telling them that one Juasha, rhymes cracks beneath, is in fact the person responsible for all of this, and the demonic summoning that has been occurring. There are Solar Guards everywhere. Din, roll resist.
Yes.
Oh Lord.
Is Edic also rolling resist? Because last time you had me roll resist every time.
That is true. No, you are not rolling
Question:
resist right
does
now.
Din get a bonus because she is now in a completely different outfit with like a bejeweled, what is essentially like a only bejeweled on the inside, bedazzled on the inside cloak?
My
So-
skin is callousing to
Didn't
so
you have a mask on? That
That's
also
true.
helped hide you?
have the masterless mask.
Yes, which is the mask.
You got the
mask
murder
you
mask
committed the
on.
crime
Do the
in.
murder. I just want to throw that out there. That is the same mask, but a bedazzled cloak over
Bedazzled
no
robe.
Wait,
other
did you put
clothing.
the same mask on that you murdered him in?
Yes, but it is an iconic mask, and I need the drow to know that.
Yeah, so for
because
that
it's
reason,
Energo
go ahead and
people.
roll resist, and
Right.
no, you don't get type of bonus.
What about high society? Because we're in high society.
We do not roll domains for resist under
just
most
two.
circumstances. 6, so that is a success at a cost. So here, let's see. This is resist, so again, we do downgraded stress. So like you would have taken a certain amount at a failure, and then like less, and then a perfect time would be none. So this will be a D3.
I believe in you.
1, but +3 because you do take extra stress of any kind. This is 4 stress.
Four stress when you should have only gotten one.
This is what happens
Hi.
when we walk around with a live nuke just leaking.
Yep.
Yeah.
And this
Yeah.
stress is going to be to Shadow. So what does that put your total stress at?
4 more.
4 more.
Five.
Okay, go ahead and roll a d10. On a 4 or lower, you'll take fallout from this. 9. Okay. Yeah. You almost feel like Amaranth is very cold, and you feel the chill in the air as you step out into Amaranth. And as you look around at the solar guard just everywhere around you in this square, you feel a different kind of chill run down your spine. Something that feels more maybe occult in nature. You look around and your companions don't seem to be affected by this at all. Yeah, you took your 4 shadow stress, did not take fallout, so we will move along. Okay. You know more or less where Juash's estate is from here, so you can navigate your way there. I will say you have not yet been noticed because you're kind of in the mouth of the Vermisian. It's not a common. It's shadowy. It's easy to kind of hide in. But the Solar Guard are stopping people and looking at people actively.
We have all of Anders' personas with us right now, like
Yes,
including
you do.
Dracul.
Yep.
Cool. Okay.
Would
So just
you
wait.
like
We
me?
have Anders' shadowiness. We have
Yep.
Dracul. We have Sten. We have
Yep.
Bertold.
Yep.
Okay.
Gang's all here.
Got a whole party.
Eat us.
Would you like me to lead the pack?
Does that seem? Yes. I
I will
mean, should
need.
I stand
will
next
need
to you
the-
as your person
I
like
will-
before? Or?
Yes, I will need the directions. I don't know where I'm going.
Of course, yes.
Alvi and
Yeah, but the-
Edic are the ones who have the most kind of knowledge of where they're going.
I'll just go up to Dracul or next to Dracul and stuff because I already was pretending to be his servant person.
Sure,
anyway
and
before.
yeah, Edic would probably be sticking around to Anders anyway, just because Anders was bleeding out.
Okay.
So Din was wearing the masterless mask when she like came up trying to be like tough, and then she was like, and then just like low key put the citizen's mask on.
Okay.
That's the one when you become one of the crowd. Roll with mastery when attempting to pass yourself off as someone unimportant or beneath the attention of your target.
Excellent. Okay.
Smart.
Yes, you step out
Alright,
into the
everybody
street
huddle up.
with Dracul at the helm. And as you start walking, you are hailed by the guards immediately once you are noticed. You there.
I wave back to them.
Yeah. They kind of like wave a little and like what? And they ask you to, the one who kind of calls for you, like you there, stop. Just stop for a moment, please. And this person begins to make their way over to you.
It is better be good. I have places to be.
Yes, my lord. This person kind of gives you a little bow. They have a small group of soldiers with them. It's maybe 3-4 people total here. And they look around a little and they kind of gesture towards one of their underlings and like behind their hand, they kind of whisper a little bit to them. And that person kind of salutes smartly and starts to head out. And they give you another little bow, Dracul, and well, sorry to hang up your business, my lord. We just there.
What was that? What was the little secrets? I do not like secrets.
This is Elise laughing. This Solar Guard does not laugh. No secrets. It's just I assumed that you, like many of the other Elf here in Amaranth, would prefer to deal with our commander. And as you kind of look back, they gesture, and you see that the person that they have sent is talking to somebody else now, kind of bowed down, speaking from a bowed position. And after a moment, they start to walk back towards you, and
This guard person a drow?
yes.
Okay.
And is the
And
commander a drow?
And as this person approaches again, you see an Alfir wearing, their regalia is much more elaborate than you've met captains, you've met high ranking folks, but this person is a high elf. They have like a golden cloak that has this like spiked gold like around their head, almost like a halo unto themselves. Their mask is adorned with like the Four Seasons like imagery around it, so it's like and it's very intricately and beautifully made. It's not tacky at all. Like, oh, the Four Seasons, what? It's got some blue for winter, but like instead you're just like, God,
Four
like
Seasons landscaping, or
like
is it-
someone like really put a lot of effort into this, and this is their true mask that they are wearing, as Alfir do. They have well, I guess it's like their commander mask, but then like on their breast, like they have their true mask adorning them as well, and it clips onto like a cloak that like sweeps across this beautiful armor that is not strictly, like to Anders' trained eye, not strictly ornamental. This armor will protect them, as well as the sword at their side will protect them as well. And they approach, and the three guards that are still there kind of all like stand at attention very quickly. And the commander walks up to Dracul, and kind of gives whatever a customary greeting is among Alfir, a thing that we have absolutely 2 years in never had to do before. And especially like I think well, Dracul a warrior, right? He has the
Dracul, yeah,
sword.
Dracul has served, yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean, if there is a formal Elfir military salute, that is
Yeah,
probably what
that goes
Dracul
between
A
the
does. Yeah.
two.
deep kiss.
Yeah, just so much tongue. And,
Just enough tongue.
that's up for Dracul. Tastes differ. But yeah, they kind of salute you, and you salute back, I presume, unless you don't want to. I won't speak for you. They salute you.
No, I will. Yeah.
Okay. And they kind of
Appreciate
gesture, and their little group of followers disperse, and they kind of like shake their head a little, and they're like, so, you know how it is with commanding drow, and kind of looks over
I
your party.
understand.
But we do have a policy that whenever there's an investigation that might hold up other Alfir, that of course you only have to deal with Alfir, which is why myself, and they kind of gesture over, and you see a couple other people with these kind of like sunbeam like cloak things that like mimic halos behind their heads, talking to other Alfir now, who have been stopped as well. And he's like, which is why myself and the other commanders from the garrison are out today, conducting these investigations. I know that it seems, as a man of some military background, I'm sure you can understand the need for heightened security after such an unprecedented attack on our people.
Yes. Well, I appreciate the due diligence.
Yes. So if it would be just the quickest, easiest thing would be for us to go ahead and quickly go through your group, your entourage here. All drow from your house, I presume?
Yes. I will make this very easy for you. Unfortunately, I do not have the name. But I assume you are conducting an investigation on the murders.
Yes, both the murders at the house of, Sarah, who did you murder? What was their name? If only I had their name quickly.
Let me see. Hold on.
Yeah,
Alan
Sarah,
Morning
who did you
Snows.
murder?
Alan Morning Snows?
Yeah.
Okay. Of course, the murder at Lord Morning Snow's house, as well as that which occurred at the streets. 3 murders and you remember that there were in fact 2 murders that occurred. Anders
Yep.
and Dracul were involved in 2, Din in 1. So the 3 murders in a day, drow rising up against their masters. It's just speaks of the kind of unrest that we need to make sure is stamped out for the safety of our people.
Were you able to extract any information from the conspirator?
The
I'm presumably speaking about insider knowledge right now,
Yes.
so I'm hoping that
Interesting. Go ahead and roll compel.
Sure.
And this will be high society or religion, your choice, or order, honestly, but I think you have basically all of those. So
Yeah, I have high society and I have order.
Yeah.
So I'll go ahead and go with let's say order just for the heck of it.
Okay.
So it's gonna be 3d10.
Ooh, skate by. That is a 6. That is success at a cost. So we're going to roll.
And then I
This
think
is
this
against
would
the
be
bond.
stress to the bond. Yes, yeah, I was just gonna say that. Yep.
All right, this is going to be a D6. You are dealing with a
Oh
high elf.
boy.
Oh fuck, that's going to be +3, right? Because it's
Guys, we're gonna
What's
get
the-
betrayed.
what's the phrasing of Chew? The extra stress.
The exact phrasing is, and I quote, "The world tilts around you. The world tilts towards decay, and you are the fulcrum." Mark blah 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 through communion and whispered prayers. The corruption of the deep bubbles up around the caster. For the next day, whenever a nearby character takes stress, including friendly characters, increase the result by 1 for every 2 stress you mark during the cast. In addition, all wounds get infected. Metal
Okay.
rusts and damp creeps up the walls around you.
Incredible.
Sorry.
Don't be. It's so good. Okay, so this will be 5 stress to that
Yeah.
bond.
Okay, I'll note that.
But we roll bond fallout at the end of session. So everybody try to help me remember to roll this bond fallout at the end of the session, not at the beginning of next one or never again. Yeah. So Dracul kind of like senses that the commander is suspicious about this and deflects attention from Anders, like, because the commander is like, how does he know that? And
Yep.
to in the kind of the fallout on the bond is Dracul's annoyance and need to kind of step up and do extra work to deflect
Yep.
the commander's suspicions here, which we'll just say happens because the roll happened. You don't have to do another compel roll or anything here, but Anders can definitely tell that Dracul is maybe a little peeved. And because I think that on some level, like, Dracul like respects this commander, right? Like there's a little bit of that there.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. And the commander is like, you must be interesting. You were the one who was in the square when the murder went down. You talked to the captain. Imagine having names on hand, Elise.
Yeah, I would never do that as a
I would
DM.
never do
I don't
that.
think they were ever
Get
named.
that?
I never
They
asked for the name.
You
Yeah.
never did. So let's give him a name now.
Dinglebob Stinglethorpe.
No, that's not going to be it. Harris.
That's a good one.
Captain Harris.
Dingles in sunlight.
Captain Harris. He is a drow captain.
Oh, he's drow. Okay.
Well, I mean, the commander that you're talking to is Elfir, but you're talking about the captain that you met before, who was
Oh, his
drow.
name is just Dingles then.
No, it's Harris Dingles, which is somehow worse.
Captain Harris.
Captain Harris
Harris
Dingles.
is his last name. It's Dingles Harris. Okay.
Captain Harris Dingles.
Dingles Herald, sorry.
He's a Dingles Herald.
You're the one who gave the information to Captain Harris. Is that right?
Yes, that was me.
I see. Well, if you would like to come back to the Basilica with us, we'll have. We'd love to hear more about. I mean, they've been interrogating the drow that they captured for all sorts of information. From my understanding, it hasn't been very fruitful yet, but perhaps with the right leverage, maybe you could provide that and assist in the ongoing investigation.
I want to be very direct with you right now. Did they tell you the extra information on Jewash Rhymes Cracks Beneath?
What information is that?
Oh, just that she is dabbling with the demons and threatens to destroy Spire.
This was the allegations that we have heard, yes?
Yes. You see, she has threatened one of my little drow because of this accusation I have made, and I just motioned to Chew. They can see the rot trail behind
It's
them.
a snail trail, please. Say it more disturbing.
Ken is still carrying a nasty cat, by the way. This is just a
you know what?
important
That's
side
Sten's
note.
job right now. It's his purpose right now. Carry the cat.
As you kind of gesture at Chew, their eyes, the commander's eyes, do kind of scan the rest of the group, and they land on Stead and the cat, and they just kind of and look at the rot trail, the snail trail, from Chew, and as they kind of flick back to Dracul, you see maybe a hint of judgment behind the mask.
Yes, and look at what they did to my cat.
That's so good.
Juwasha will pay for this.
Look at what they did to the cat.
I come back to my estate. I wish to pet my cat. I come home today after divulging this information, and what do I find? But that mangy, gross thing. And now, I am going to tell you this very plainly. I am going to Juwash's, and I am going to have a few words. And you may not have to deal with the demon problem if I deal with it myself.
Big plays happening today.
Big plays, just
Yeah.
laying the cards out there.
The commander, kind of like, you see their eyebrows kind of arch a little bit behind their mask at the cat. And they kind of, well, we'd prefer you left Solar Guard business to the Solar Guard, but attacks against one's household, I can understand the noble desire to protect your own. Perhaps I can send some of my guard to accompany you to help manage the situation, make sure nothing gets out of control.
Chew will nod, try and be visible.
That would be very good. I would love to have. I would love to have some soldiers with us to witness this talk that we are going to be having. I do think that you understand. I think that Juwasha must be taken in if there is even a hint of demonic activity. We do not want the atrocities of the Knoll Wars to come to Spire.
No. And he kind of looks over and gestures to where some of his soldiers are just kind of standing. Like, clearly he has a certain group of people who are just kind of watching to follow whatever he needs them to do. And 5 of them stomp over and salute. And he, the one in the front, he gestures to, and he says, "This is, oh god, another NPC I need to name on the fly. Why do I do this to myself?"
Joseph.
Bindo.
You guys,
Jil-
if you ever
Bindo.
actually were helpful,
Bindo.
I would love it. But
To
instead,
be
you
fair,
just
in my
Bindo.
campaign, I do name people things like Joseph and stuff, so I'm not very.
Bindo is a great name.
I agree. Bindo.
okay. This is
What about
Bindo Daggins.
no, no. You can have Bindo. It's not Bindo Daggins.
Oh, Bindo Friskies.
Bindo
Today's
Friskies
sponsor.
after today's sponsors. Well, Frisky
Yes.
Bindo, because
Frisky
again,
Bindo.
it's their
That's
last
his-
name.
That's his name.
Frisky
Sounds a little
Bindo.
too close to Frisky Dingo. We might get
It's a
sued
lot.
by
It's a
Cartoon
lot.
Network.
They
12
yeah.
years
So
ago.
the commander kind of gestures to this is Captain Bindo, and she salutes, and he turns to her and she and tells her, during my associate, and he turns and he looks at you. What was your name?
Dracul divines in entrails.
A good
My
name.
associate, Lord Dracul Divines and Entrails, will be going to the Rhymes Cracks Beneath estate in order to see if we can bring Lady Joasha in peaceably. Your presence will be an assistance to him. And she salutes, "Yes, sir." And the others fall in line. And he gestures for you to be on your way. Din, give me one more resist roll.
Now you're wearing a different mask, so
That's true.
does that help? I don't know how
Double
masks work.
4s. Yeah, so you start he kind of sends you on your way. Lady or Captain Bindo is with you. And you start to clomp your way now that you have soldiers with you towards Lady Joash's estate. And as you go, you hear one of the Solar Guards, not Captain Bindo, she's up kind of near the front with you, Dracul and Alvi. But Din, hanging back a little, keeps noticing one of them kind of like give Din a glance. And she kind of like holds up this metal instrument, and kind of you see her kind of like hold it up to her companion, and they kind of like tap at it and they're like, huh. And Sam, were you trying to
We didn't roll my unreadable when we got out of the Vermisian.
yeah,
So I
go
was
ahead
hoping
and do that now.
to do that.
Also, I think choose.
Okay, well
probably
that's
needs
2
Din.
10s.
It sure is
shit.
2 10s. I would like you to
What is unreadable? Sorry.
Unreadable means that whatever concept of my choosing is completely vanquished from the subject's mind for the duration of the situation, which is a nebulous thing right now. And the subject, while like I can't make them, like there are certain things that it can't do, but like in this case, like if I say, "Oh," in what I'm doing, like they cannot conceive of the concept of an eidolon, meaning they can interact with it in no way. They don't know it exists. They don't know what it does. They can't work with one.
Right. Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
We are going to go to break in just a second. So, man.
And double crits mean something good.
Yeah, somebody dies. Joasha dies.
You focus on Arhana and you begin cast the spell. Roll resist at difficulty 2.
Okay.
Difficulty
I
2,
have
damn.
resist and I took an extra
Yes.
my knack in
Yes.
resist, so that's a 3d10.
This demonic. Are you resisting? Yes.
Okay, that's 2 8s.
Minus
Nice.
2, so it's 2 6s. This was at difficulty 2. Success at a cost.
Okay, well, I did get 2 crits.
You did get 2 crits.
I mean, I'll take the
No,
cost.
I'm
It's fine.
honoring the 2 crits. 6s resist. I'm determining how much I want to, am I giving you a D3 or D6 of stress here? We'll,
Well, if I get a D6 in stress, Edith
Oh, I
might just die.
yeah, you might. This is
+3 is
Hey, it's 1. I rolled a 1, okay? +3, so you take 4 mind stress.
God, okay, I take 2 because
Okay.
I have 2 resists.
So roll a D10. On a 1, you'll take fallout.
See,
Are we
choose
sure
ability
choose
is
not
here to
working
up the
for Kalasa?
stakes. Yeah.
Chew
Yeah, I
really
guess it
is.
depends because, like, I suppose that Chu did join us before we finished leaving the Vermisian, right? So
Yeah, Chew is
okay.
fully with the party at this point.
All right, so I'm rolling a D10 and
Yes,
just
on a 1
praying.
you would take, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so you're okay. You feel this spell rebound at you. It is you cast it well. Yes, 2 crits. Listen, there are a couple different ways to interpret this. One of them is you cast that spell so fucking good, if it had landed on you, you would have been fucking mind wiped, okay? So, like, let's just consider that I had long ago decided, depending on how long it took you to cast the spell again, that she would have time to, like, set up some defenses here. And this is what I decided on, and this is what happened. So don't give me that. Yeah, you feel this spell, like, rebound at you. And it takes you completely by surprise. You are not expecting this kind of magical backlash that comes at you, hence you take the stress. You don't know. You felt very confident casting the spell that you had cast it well. You don't know if you've triggered something like a reaction where after the spell landed something happened to you, or if it was like a full deflect, like in the Final Fantasy reflect sense, right, of like
Yeah.
it never hit her in the first place. But regardless, something else happened, something else occurred at the casting of the spell, and at this moment you don't know what the effect is on Arhana because the scene. So we will have to wait and see, but I do see the double tens. I'm not going to just completely fuck you over and be like, oh, you rolled double tens? Haha, I'm not going to give you anything interesting for that. But I could have rolled a d6 on Fallout too, so just remember.
You're not going to pull a Rachel and not let Andy roll a counter
Not
spell
like
on
Andy
something?
roll a counterspell. Yes, and with that, as Edit kind of reels and Din kind of feels this icy wash over her spine again of some sort of occult magic, we will take a break. And we will be back in just a little bit. So 10 minutes or so. We'll be back around 8:06, 8:07 Mountain Time, 10:06, 10:07 Eastern Time, and yeah, see you then. Hey everyone. Hello. Here we are.
Hi, I'm making a mug cake.
Here's Ava making a mug cake. Not that you can see. Yes, we are back. Let's see. Hopefully the tech problems will settle. We thought that they were, and then they weren't. Surprise. Hey Tyler. Welcome.
Hello.
Uh
Oh.
oh yeah, here we are. We left off with Chin Chew and Din. That's the combo name for Chew and Din.
Nice.
Chin, no, with Din getting an icy feeling down her spine, noticing the lower rank solar guards walking near her, fiddling
Sarah's
with some
frozen
sort
for
of.
me.
Is Sarah frozen or is she just like just scared and staring at the camera? No, I think she's frozen. It's you know what this is how we do. Sarah, come back. Okay, well, we're just gonna be Tyler, take it away as the new
Are the
GM.
East Coast people okay?
Yeah, East Coast, are you okay?
We've
East Coast, are you okay?
Hey,
East Coast,
it's fine.
East
My
Coast,
view's
he's
just
suffering.
You lost your chance, Tyler.
All of our resources are going into this mug cake, all right?
Yeah, Ava's microwave is what blew Sam's fuse and cut
There
out
it
half
is.
the
I
stuff.
haven't even turned it on yet. That's the scary part.
Okay. Yes. So that and also Edic attempting to do this and put music back on. Edic wanting to do the thing.
Make Arhana forget about
Yes.
Eidolons again.
And unknown result of the spell, except that there was some sort of effect triggered where it you suffered some backlash, occult backlash, and are now at 2 stress. Okay, and yeah, okay. You Din Sarah, the fallout, the watched fallout has occurred. So we can consider that resolved. And this was not the kind of icy thing down your spine. This happened earlier. But I just wanted to kind of be vague and let you know to make you feel a heightened sense of dread. And yes, we are on our way with 5. You have a big party right now. It's all of y'all, the 5 of you, plus the 3 others of Anders, right? 3 others or 4 others of Anders?
3 others.
3 others of Anders, plus 5 Solar Guard are marching your way to Juash's estate. Anything to do on the way there, or just kind of?
I
Should
would
see if we can pick up a
inform.
band to play backup.
Yeah, totally.
Dun, 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 dun. Munch Squad. Anyway,
How much more time has passed? Is the hour ready yet?
Yeah, I mean, all that talking, all that kind of hanging around, plus the travel time to, we'll say it's been an hour, so Chu can have the effects of your spell.
Now I think just like over the table that, because Edic has this, his Drowic ability is to not be able to be ambushed. That as I was discussing with Chu Ava over the break, it would be wise to, yes, obviously let's come full force, but then also there needs to be some sort of like vague reconnaissance or something inside so we can actually figure out where where Arhana, who's likely there possibly, as well as Juasha are actually being held up. And Edic does have the magic armor that grants him mastery of stealth. So that would probably be helpful. And he already knows the entire layout of the estate, top to bottom.
The Solar Guard are going to be going in to attempt to make an arrest, so that might give you a good time to
Yeah.
do some stealthing.
Yeah.
Chu is definitely going to be kind of jeering / taunting the soldiers with her and being like, so tell me, big, strong soldiers, how would you go about doing this with all your experience and training? If you had to, I don't know, approach somebody influential like this, but she definitely didn't want him running away.
They kind of, the captain full ignores you.
Bindo, please.
The others kind of like look at the captain, who just kind of shrugs, like she doesn't care if they talk to you. And one of the younger ones, so there are 5 of them total, including the captain. So captain up at the front, the 2 that Chu is talking to, and then the 2 in the back who are distracted by whatever they're kind of noticing or whatever about Din. So the 2 in the middle are the ones that you're talking to, and they kind of, wait for the captain to be like, whatever, I don't care. And they're like, one of them seems like maybe a bit of a rookie, and they're like, well, how does a rookie solar guard act?
Oh, well,
Got ourselves a red shirt.
Yeah, I think they're kind of like more on the cocky side of rookie, like the I got this.
the Top Gun style rookie.
Yeah, which is good for you because your taunt is,
yeah,
they want to maybe show off a little. They're like, listen, the solar guard, we're great at this. What?
I'm like, I heard
I'm
the
so
beeping.
sorry.
And I'm like,
That was the mug cake.
it's like, is there a fire alarm? Am I gonna die? It's fine. Fine.
Ooh, it looks good. I put a ton of marshmallows in it. Sorry, continue, Mr. Solar Guard. Do not worry about my mention of marshmallows. Hi.
Hey. Yeah. So and he just kind of talks through like some of like, rookie cop academy style stuff of like, always take your partner and like clear areas and make sure people are safe, kind of bullshit. And
Yeah, it sounds like bullshit to me. That seems like kind of bullshit to me. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry, I wouldn't say that. Well, actually, Chu might, but I think she'll wait until he's done. Sorry.
Yeah, if you let him finish, I mean, like I don't know. I'm just telling you that's what he says. I'm not.
Yeah, you're good. I think Chu will like taunt him a little bit and just be like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna make like ingress with your like team there." That's good. That's good.
Is that innuendo? Like, are you?
Well, just like what if they just walk out the back?
Well, of course we'll cover the back, and the other.
Oh, so y'all will cover the back for us. Great. Okay, I think that's a good plan. So y'all go around back, and then we'll kind of, drive them your way. Sounds good to me.
Captain Minnow does take a moment to kind of like look over her shoulder at you, and she just kind of like rolls her eyes and carries on forward.
That's a sign off, right? You know Bindo, right? Good old Bindo. Better than we do.
She looks at Dracul, and you visibly see her bite her tongue.
Captain, I am
She
very
was enjoying
sorry.
every second of this.
Chu?
Also, look, the cake.
Ta-da.
That looks good.
Bindo kind of is a drow. She kind of bows to you a little bit, and it just kind of shrugs, like it's not her place to criticize how you run your household.
Well, we have a very lax speaking system in the Divines and Entrails estate, Captain Bindo. If you ever want to adopt some of our practices yourself, just don't wear a mask and speak your mind. This is the way of my house.
She's just like
Dracul is an anti-masker.
She is a bit horrified, but just is like, oh, that's very progressive of you, my lord.
We're a very
You'd be surprised.
progressive group.
Yeah, you'd be surprised how effective a dog can be when it's let off its leash.
We're also very loyal
She
to
will go,
Dracul
"Rah."
because of this.
Yeah,
And
very
I make
Yes.
loyal.
really big eyes at her.
I would never stab
You,
him in his back.
In this world, being an
when I have
anti-masker
found that
makes you
when you
liberal.
make a little drow feel not like a little drow in a mask, but just a little drow, like being the person, then they will step in front of all of the bullets for you, and that is the good way to lead.
I'm like water.
I've been stabbed 8
Oh
times
my
in
god.
Dracul's
You
service.
arrive at the estate.
How long will Bindo hold out before they're like,
Yeah.
nope,
You arrive at the
over.
estate, and immediately Bindo kind of like looks to Dracul and then says, if you would like me to take the lead, my lord, this would be agreeable to me, but whatever is.
Yeah, what's our strategy,
Yes,
boss? What are we doing?
before we go in, uh, um, the one that knows about the demons, you said that Joshua is a right hand that is very good with the demons. Yes.
Presumably, you're talking to me right now.
Yes, I'm just
Okay,
vaguely like
I wasn't
gesturing
sure
in
if you
your
were still
direction.
talking to
Dracul
regards to
cares
shit.
not for names.
It's,
Yeah, yeah, no, I know. Yes, the mistress is the right hand of Joasha, and I have been led to the understanding that the mistress Arhana is also in possession of some sort of demonic abilities. I do not know specifically, but she did uh, deflect my uh, attempts to invade her mind.
this is
You should
very good.
probably kill first and ask questions later.
I agree.
Little drow solar guards. I wish for you to be very much on your guard. Yes. When we are in there, these are people who deal with the demons. You should feel very, very alert. If you are not alert, you will be dead probably very soon. So get ready. Um, and if you have any need for a strong Elfir to come and save you, you give me a look, and I shall release my hounds. And I gesture to the
Yeah, I
to
could
the group
I
at
could always
large.
go with them, big boss. If things get bad, I could bail them out.
Oh no, we will be traveling behind them at a safe distance.
Exactly. So I'll go with them. Y'all stay back here.
Yeah, so okay, so Bindo kind of like salutes you again and gestures for her people. She sends two around back to cover the back and kind of well, first she sends them they do a full scope of the perimeter of the house. And come back and kind of report back to her. And while they're doing this, one of the other guards who has not been sent out kind of pulls Bindo aside and like starts talking to her quietly away from the group and the other two are kind of doing this perimeter check. The rookie is kind of taken under wing to kind of his first perimeter check. Rookie's first perimeter check. Man, if we name this kid, you're all gonna be so sad when he dies. And
Oh, fucking red
Can we call him
shirt.
Perry?
It's got to be a real nice, like a real sweet name. Like a young sounding name, Caleb. Sweet
On
Caleb. That
on
they all
hell.
call him Sweet Caleb.
Sweet Caleb. Yeah, and
Come
so
here, sweet Caleb. We're doing our perimeter check.
and when Sweet Caleb and the other guard get back, they check in with Bindo, who's still kind of like finishing this kind of hushed conversation on the side. And they check in, and they're, clearly like giving Bindo the report of entrances and exits, what they saw. And she kind of like listens and nods and things. And she sends the same two to the back to cover back exits. She sends the one who's been talking to her away from the estate. And then she pulls the last one with her up to the front door, and kind of like nods to Dracul, and steps up to the front, and bang 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 on the door, uh, and calls into the house. Lady Ramscracks beneath, this is the Solar Guard. We just have some questions, if you wouldn't mind. And there's a long pause. And
Wait, did you say she sent one away from the estate? Glossed over that really quickly.
yes, that is what happened.
I think she would follow if she can without being noticed.
You will have to roll sneak to not be noticed.
No, I mean I don't want to be
Make sure
noticed
you and your
by
snail trail aren't noticed.
Can
don't
you
wanna be
hide the snail
noticed
trail?
by the people immediately here. I don't mind if I'm noticed by the person I'm following.
Yeah, you're gonna
So I
have to
still
roll
need
sneak.
Okay,
Sneak,
good. I don't have sneak.
high
I think she's
society.
been pretty high profile here. I don't think she would think about sneaking away, I guess. Maybe I would nudge Din or someone and I'd just be like, hey, that's there.
I would go.
Okay, roll sneak.
Be real sneaky
Well,
dinky
unless you
about
don't
it.
want to sneak.
No, I do. I
Okay.
have sneak.
I have
And
high
what else?
society. Can
I
I
have high
This
assist?
is
society
this
too.
is sneak
Okay.
and high society, so that would be what you roll.
Okay.
Can I assist her leaving by like stepping up with the guards and making like a little bit of a commotion near the front?
Yeah, a distraction would count as
Mhm.
an assist, so you can roll 4d10 here, Kira.
Distract them from their duties.
7.
That was a 9 for a second.
So 7 is success at a cost. We'll roll
My
some.
leg gets caught in a bear trap and I leave it behind.
Let's
Does it
see.
have to be stress?
Yeah.
Does the cost
Oh,
have to be
oh,
stress?
yeah, and it's 3. So you take 6.
Mm,
But wait, but Chu was kind of far up ahead. Was it 40
and
feet?
she's walking away.
No.
I'm fucking damn.
You are you're in a group of people and you're trying to sneak away from the group of people. The stress happens at the at
Yeah.
the point of where you're sneaking. So this is going to be 6.
There's another fallout
is-
for
I think
moderate.
well, okay. We have to determine what type of stress this is, which will have huge
Silver.
ramifications. But I feel like the only logical one is shadow, which I know you're already at. So you're just taking all 6 of this?
Wait,
So you're at
would
11
silver-
stress?
Could you make a case for silver because she has to like bribe somebody who sees her, like bribe one of the guards?
1 silver resistance.
It's better than none.
Yeah.
I think it's
I have
also
10
us
instead
too.
of 11.
Yeah, which is
But also,
you'd have
the
a 1.
fallouts are very different for silver stress, right?
Yeah, they are. But you're not taking 6 silver stress right now to
Just
sneak
to
away from
pay-
this group.
Have a house, guard. Now you didn't see me.
I think this is shadow stress. You tried to sneak. Shadow is the sneak correlation. So that's it's a guaranteed major
I'm so
fallout.
sorry.
So
I
Din,
rolled bad. I had mastery.
yeah, you did. 7 being your highest did not. You just auto take it. We don't have to roll the d10 because it's 10 or lower, which is every number on the die.
This is a major fallout.
This is a major fallout.
Guys,
This is Din's
the
like
door's not
3rd
even
major
open yet.
fallout. Here's what's happened. You sneak away from the group. You get away from the group. The person that you're following 100% clocks you because they're leaving because they think you're the murderer and they're going for backup. So they are paranoid about leaving and they are watching over their shoulder for you. And you
Made a grave mistake.
yeah.
Oh
Um
no.
I step on a landmine.
I mean, I don't know what to do here. I think that you've already taken
What
Wrath
are
of the
some
Sun
major
Gods.
shadow fallouts?
Wrath of the Sun Gods, the one that she already has on her, and the reason that y'all have been dogged by the Solar Guards this whole time. Burned, the Ministry can burn you. We can also do Turned, Silver or Shadow. So this is what we're gonna do. Turned, you have sold out your allies in exchange for a massive bribe to get you out of debt or lessen your punishment.
Fuck.
You are now working for
Sounds
one of your
pretty right.
enemies as well as the Ministry, and you may be asked at any time to perform favors or rat out your teammates. This person catches you, and you've already taken Wrath of the Sun Gods. There's no way to get out of them catching you here. There's just no way. And they pull you into an alley, knife at your throat. You are completely exposed and unable to get away. And they say, listen, I know it was you. The only other person who knows is Captain Bindo. If you work for us, we need a person on the inside. And I think you know what I'm talking about. And you can take this out, or I can slit your throat right now. And they'll believe me when I tell them that you attacked me. Because we know it was you.
They're gonna make an ingress on your throat.
So because I have the demonic fallout and stuff too, are they in theory working on the side of demons?
Do you think this guard is working on the side of the demons? Is that the question?
No, right?
No, they're not. You think that they are trying to get a solar guard plant inside the Ministry.
Oh, okay.
Is there no reality where Din just kills this guard here and there?
Now this fallout has happened,
Okay.
right? Din is exposed here and at their mercy. I would say
Man,
if
I
you
don't
want to
even know
try
their-
and do something like that, you can, and you're still going to take major fallout. We might just switch what it is. Like if you tried to kill them, like they might get a killing blow on you as they die, and Din might just die.
Mhm. I'm not super impressed with our cell anyway, right? Because of that other
Nope.
fallout that I had.
Yep.
So
Renegade fallout, you are actively disgruntled with the Ministry.
Yep.
This is all just character development.
Yep.
God, everybody's gonna turn into bee glyphs by the end of this. It's just gonna happen.
I always
I'm
wanted
just
to be
gonna
a bee
encase you all in just glyphs and just be like, you all earned this. Except for you, Dracul. You can stay.
Thank you.
Googling bee glyph. Um,
Of all people,
I'm
Dracul.
just. I'll do it.
Yes.
I actually like
Yes.
give in like seemingly very easily.
Triple agent.
Okay.
I work for everyone.
They pull you further into the alley, and you see them like I think that they fully take you away from this location. They're not too long after you have kind of disappeared down these things. They take you into a temple where there are other solar guards, and they bring you to a to like a higher priest, right? Someone who has divine abilities. And they kind of explain the situation. They're like, this is, this is an agent of the ministry, and we have come to an agreement that in exchange for her life, she will be working for us now, on the side. And this is like a big cause for celebration, but there's also the explanation of like everything that's going down at Joash's estate. So they kind of agree quickly that like they will perform this ritual on you. You well, other players and people who watch season 1 may find it similar to the ritual done to Lord Faisal, uh, and return you to your group so as not to rouse suspicions among the ministry. That's like their primary goal right now. So Din will be missing from the group for a while this occurs, but you can go ahead and fully refresh all of your stress as part of the ritual here. They also give you some clothes.
How kind. That's great.
All right. So while Din is undergoing this ritual,
You can
so
turn that
you
clothes
are
down, Din. You can keep the bedazzled.
yeah, you can keep the
robe.
bedazzle. Like they don't want to make it like super obvious that like you've been taken into the fold. So it's not. They're just like, oh, they tell you essentially to say like some drow took pity on you and threw this old servant's
I'm just a
smock
streaker now.
on.
I don't
Yeah.
wear
You
clothes.
come back in full solar guard armor.
Yeah,
Regular
they're
guard.
like nothing's
just like-
changed.
What?
What?
It's a
Um,
disguise.
Bedazzled.
Okay, and back at the estate, while this is going on, the kind of knocking at the door continues. Edic, you get kind of like that that sixth sense, like keening buzz in your ear. Like it kind of is like building, and like it has the feel of familiar demonic something to it. And like as you go to kind of like warn people, the door blasts open, and the Captain Bindo and the person at the door with her, the other solar guard at the door, are thrown back, and they're going to take stress.
A lot of stress.
Yeah, probably. Because
Oh
choose right there.
no.
Let's
Not
roll it.
Captain
They take
Bindo.
they take 5.
They all die.
They have good armor. So they are thrown back. Their armor is shredded by the shrapnel from this explosion, and like the door busting out. Dracul was kind of near the front of the group, would you say? Was he kind of up at the door?
Yes, he was.
He's going to take
He would have been like right with them, yep.
yeah, he'll take a reduced amount of stress, but it's still amplified by 2. So this is 4 because they took 2, so we're having it, but that's still only 1 plus 3.
Yo, he's gonna fucking betray us.
Which all of that goes to the bond, I believe, right?
It all goes to the bond.
Yeah, he's at 9 stress on that bond, so.
So wait, Dracul might turn out to be bad?
One of my severe fallouts is ego death. And
Are you gonna? Is everybody just gonna fully break Alvy's heart? Oh no, she's gonna have to murder everybody.
There's a chance that Dracul becomes my main persona and Anders kind of fades away into the background, or Dracul.
That's not so bad.
That's not so bad as long as Dracul stays cool.
Dracul could also split from me and be like, fuck you, Dad, I never liked you anyway, and then run away. So I don't know. We'll find out.
Yeah. I believe the marching order was Alvi was with Dracul. Is that still the case, or was she hanging back at the estate?
That's a good question.
How much stress was that, Elise?
That was 4, but you know what? I'm going to reduce it because I do think that it's likely Dracul has some sort of armor on, right? So we'll reduce that to
only
just
one
the.
Who has.
Oh,
I think the only one who has armor is Anders.
Okay,
yeah,
then never mind.
Yeah.
Takes the full 4.
I'm gonna say that I don't think that she was fully with him up at the front, because I think that she's like very like, yeah, let's go do this, but is also like super freaked out.
Okay.
Because of what she saw with Saren, and still is just like, I'm gonna just hang back a bit and kind of see how things go.
Okay. Chu, I think, would not have been up at the front, especially if she was trying to help Din and creating a distraction in the back. And Edic, would or wouldn't. I don't. There's not much reason for you to have been up front. Do you think you would have followed the guards
No,
up?
I mean, Edic was trying to like scope out where in the building they might have been, so I don't think he was at.
Yeah. Oh, we lost Sam. Okay.
No.
Okay.
And then all of the other Anderses, where would they have been? Any of them within the blast zone? You think?
Probably Anders proper, but Sten and Bertold would have been hanging in the
Okay.
back.
Then 4 blood stress to Anders, and it can go against armor.
Okay, so I will have. Let's see. You said 4, so that's gonna put me at 3 stress total.
Okay, roll your d10 for Fallout.
Hi.
3,
hi.
that's fine. We say it has to be under
Okay.
your total amount, so 2 or lower would have been Fallout. A 3 is
Cool.
not Fallout. So Anders,
Am
who has just been patched
I
up,
taking
blood.
6 stress though? Because it's Chew?
No, you took the same amount
Mm.
as Dracul, which was 4.
Okay.
So the
okay.
1 from the die, 3 from Chew.
Oh, it was 1 from the die. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And then
Awesome.
and then against your armor, so you were at 3 total. So this is fine. This is fine. Ava,
This is
switch
fine.
your
This is fine.
switch your background real quick to the this is fine dog.
Yes, I can do that.
I knew you could.
So Edic has a full understanding of the entire architecture of this building. So he's going to some other entrance because Edic was not a fan of the let's knock.
Okay.
He did not like that approach. He wasn't a fan of that.
Okay.
So he's going to any other entrance that he can sneak in.
Okay. You are going around back, where you know there are kind of 2 other entrances, 1 guard at each entrance. The first one that you come to has the rookie Sweet Caleb. And Sweet Caleb kind of like looks up and is like, "Oh, is
I'm sneaking,
what
so
was
he might
oh,
not see me.
if you want to be like fully sneak to not be
Yeah.
seen, like you will roll sneak." Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll sneak, and this is high society.
I have mastery of sneak, so that's going to be 3d10, right?
What's your mastery in?
Like stealthy when I'm trying not to be seen.
Okay, then yes. Yeah, an 8 is a success. Sweet Caleb doesn't see you. Sweet Caleb does not see you. So you can go in this first entrance, or you can go around. You know from the layout in your head that this entrance gets you into the kitchens, and the other entrance is like through essentially like what is almost like a mud room on the grounds for like the gardeners, things like that.
Yeah, I mean, whatever entrance would be the least likely to have people inside posted at it is where he's going to be.
Okay. It's hard to say. I mean, the kitchens or the grounds, right? Like both are not. They're typically servants' entrances. So
Sure, I'm a Hufflepuff. Let's go to the kitchens.
all right. So that's where Sweet Caleb is posted up. You've already successfully sneaked past Sweet Caleb. So you fully get through the doors. And you're inside now, and the doors close nice and quiet behind you. And the kitchens seem to be deserted. In fact, the house is dark and quiet. There's no lights on, there's no servants bustling around getting an evening meal prepared for Juasha and her family. Instead, it's just kind of quiet. You heard the explosion probably right around the time you were sneaking into the door, if you had left a little earlier to sneak around the side. And know that it's likely someone's here. And in fact, like you're wearing what the Maeve's Eidolon, is that right?
Yeah.
As you step into the house, you feel like a resonance within those the bracelets that you have, or the rings, I forget what it is. Kind of like
Rings.
in such a way that it's not dangerous or anything. It's just like you sense that Maeve is probably like her presence in Spire is here. And you so you're inside now. And let's cut back out to the front. What's the crew doing out front with this explosion?
Well, goodness, that was an explosion. How's everybody feeling?
Um
Everybody's doing good?
From the ground, the soldiers, it's just the two of them because everybody else has been dispatched. So the two soldiers are kind of groaning and like kind of trying to gather themselves, but they have taken some hefty
Is
damage.
Bindo there?
Yeah, Bindo is
Hey,
one of the two.
Yeah. I think Chu is going to walk over and like bend over to pretend to like help Bindo get up. And I assume like they're like prone enough that if I make an attack, it won't be like
Oh, they are
resisted.
fully like they have been like flung back on their back, like
Yeah.
in pain, like still
So
stunned from
Chu
the
will
blow.
be like, "Oh my gosh, that is. I mean, are you okay?" And Chu will pretend to go and like help them up, and then she's just gonna take her knife out and like slowly slide it into Bindo's neck.
All right, roll fight. Fight
Going.
Oh, I
and
have to roll. I thought they were incapacitated.
you
No, they're
still have
still
to
up.
roll. You're
Because
still
they're, like-
fighting. Like,
They're like totally stunned.
yeah, but you
Okay.
could miss. Like, it's the same thing against like armor class in D&D, right? Like, you still
Well, their
have to.
armor was okay. Yeah. Do I get mastery at least?
You.
I'm assuming this would be like a straight up coup d'etat because they were stunned on the ground. Their armor was shredded. Everything.
You will roll fight. And this can be high society. And yes, you can have mastery because they are stunned and on their back.
All right. And she will slide her knife in with an 8.
Roll good.
Yes, an 8 is success. What's your damage on that knife?
A D3 concealable.
All right, roll your
But,
D3.
of course, it's an extra.
Yes, it is.
So, and I'm going straight for Bindo's neck. And it is a 6.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah,
Max damage.
you cut her throat and her eyes go wide. She kind of gurgles a bit. And you see her trying to form a word of like the word ministry is like on her lips. But does not
Fuck.
she does not get to say it before
Yeah,
she
there's
is
an ice
fully
cube in my
She's
pocket
dead.
melting.
So
Yeah,
was
she's
that
dead.
done stealthily, or was that like?
There's nobody to see it except y'all because the other guard
There's
is
one
like
other guard. Yeah.
well, yeah, but like it is also a prone in bad shape on the ground. Like if you want me to make you roll stealth to see if they notice that, I
Oh,
will.
no,
But
no,
I was going to
no.
say they're not
No,
they're
yeah.
not paying. They think you came over to help because you acted like
Alright.
you were.
Dracul is going to help up actually this other solar guard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Get them on their feet.
Chu will hide her knife again that she like used to stab this person.
It doesn't look like your captain has made it. That puts well, actually, how much experience do you have? Are you like little Caleb?
Sweet
Oh,
Caleb.
No,
Sweet Caleb.
they're injured. They look bad and they are shocked at Captain Bindo's death. So they're like
I think
barely
the
holding it
shrapnel
together
must
here.
have caught her. I'm so sorry.
Dracul's
I
gonna give him
tried.
a quick backhand. You need to focus, or
Oh.
you will die.
Okay. What the fuck just happened?
An explosion, it seems.
We
We're
announced our
professionals. Why did you let this happen? What are you doing?
they announced their presence, or we announced our presence, and they retaliated because they do not wish to be arrested.
Does
So-
anybody
Duh.
else? Does anyone share a house, Drow heritage house with Edic? The can't be ambushed.
No.
The only person that does is Saren.
Okay. Let's roll a d4. Well, let's see. How many there are how many Tylers Anders is
I was gonna
around?
say,
There's
when the explosion
Dracul.
happened,
there are
can I have closed my eyes?
four Anders.
yes, Alfie. 4
Okay,
Anders.
so I'm invisible.
Din is
Yes,
gone and
4
Chu is there.
And I'm
and
invisible.
Alvi is invisible, and Eddic is gone. So there are 4 Anderses to pick from, and there is Chew. So we're going
There's the cat. Piss the destroyer.
Yeah, Piss the Destroyer is not getting a die here. Okay, so Anders will be 1, Dracul will be 2, Sten will be 3, Berthold 4, Chew 5.
Chew is offended at being the 5th choice, but she's okay.
Now we have to
She's
remember what order I just rattled those off in. 3.
That
Anders was
was
1, Dracul was 2, Sten
two,
was 3, I think.
and was,
I think
Sten was
Sten.
three. Oh,
Yeah.
Sten, buddy.
Sten takes well, you can roll resist for Sten.
Oh boy, we
Oh, is
got
there a
one die.
sniper? That's cool.
That's what we like to see. Oh
This is our
boy.
first critical failure on like a resist against damage, which I do believe means that
That
you take
doubles-
double stress.
Well, it's also
Ouch.
6 immediately because I think that 3 also gets doubled unless you want to tack that on at the end.
Yeah, Sten's dead. I mean, there's just no way.
Sten explodes. I don't know what happened.
What
but
happened?
he-
Explodes.
I think the body remains until dawn, and same as all the other bodies.
Yeah.
Sten collapses a crossbow bolt through his neck from the doorway.
Oh man.
And now the guard kind of shakes themselves and is like, everybody has to get out of, we're under attack, and like starts yelling for compatriots, like whatever the rallying cry of the Solar Guard is for the seasons. I don't know. Like, what does Solar Guard say to each other to get
for
them
the 4 seasons.
for the 4 seasons, for the deities of the seasons. Just like that. And as they yell that, Din reappears along with some of more Solar Guard come rushing back along with Solar Guard, as if you know that Din is Solar Guard. You don't. But Din is like, you can make up whatever lie you want, but now you have like a group of Solar Guard rushing to the scene, and inside we have Eddic. I think this is where we're going to leave it tonight. So Eddic has sneaked into the kitchens. Sten has taken a crossbow bolt to the throat. Din
baby
has
boy.
been bought by the Solar Guard in exchange for her life. And Captain Bindo has been murdered. You have eliminated an enemy of the Ministry because
Who could have
Captain
done
Bindo
that?
got murdered. So you may refresh.
monster.
Ava, go ahead and roll D8. Solar Guard is big fish.
Is this for everyone?
Yeah.
Nice. See, y'all, I give it stress and I take its stress away.
6. You may refresh 6 stress.
All of us
from
can
So
refresh the
I'm
stress?
still
Yes.
not a member of the ministry, so that refresh still doesn't count for me.
True.
right?
Eddic cannot. Everybody else who is a member
Oh
of the
my
Ministry
God.
does get to
That's a
refresh
rough
6
one.
stress.
And thank God that wasn't Anders.
Eddic is gonna be owed the
I'd be
biggest
Well,
fucking,
you-
paycheck after
fucking
this.
dead.
You
I
would
don't
have
know
had
if
to roll
Eddic is
Fallout.
making it out of
right?
this alive. Like,
That's a good point.
Yes.
If
maybe.
Chew is like
Ah.
the only one
What
left with
does
Alvi
it-
at the end.
Let's roll
I-
Fallout for your bond with
Oh.
Dracul.
I
Uh,
also
no.
need to roll for my bond
need
with
to-
Byron because
Yeah,
it took
it-
stress and I haven't been able to relinquish it.
Okay. Anders, Tyler, roll a
need-
D10 for the stress. It has to be an 8 or lower.
Yes.
He's at 9.
He's at 9. Yeah.
A 1. That's Fallout on the bond with Dracul.
What does this mean? Does Dracul become the main, or does Dracul
We'll find out.
do that?
We'll find out next session. Sam,
I
will you
love
also
this.
roll Fallout on your bond with
I have no idea how much stress is on
let
that
me look.
bond.
I keep track.
And do
No,
I need to
I don't think you
roll-
actually took any stress on that bond, did you? Because I think you rolled a full success when you beseech demon. So it did not take stress.
Well, no, I specifically remember at the end of last session needing to roll on my bond with Byron. Like, I didn't make a note of how much stress my relationship has, but I did have to roll.
I just rewatched all of last session. It didn't have that. I'll double check it, but I don't think you do have stress on that bond. I don't have any notes about you having stress on the bond. Let me see.
I did it. I took stress because of like the stuff that was happening with when I originally threw him into
Oh,
chomp down on
yeah.
Juasha.
And
Because I rolled a 6 on the
I
beseech
am
demon.
now I am now
um,
Tyler. I
oh
split
no.
into another set of people.
Yeah. Well, we can roll it. I won't be able to tell you what we're rolling against until I get to go back through the VOD and see if I have the note of what it is, but we can just make a note of like what you roll and then compare it later.
Okay.
I thought you didn't take stress on the beseeching, which is what would have put stress on the bond. But we can double
Yeah,
check
okay,
it.
well, here's a D10.
Okay, a 5. So
I
if you
don't think
have
that's Fallout, but
yeah,
yeah.
I don't think you have 6 stress on that bond. You would have had to roll
No.
real bad on like one thing, but I'll make a note.
Do I still have stress with Bev? Because I took Fallout. Does that
Yes. Um
does that stress go down now?
Yeah, it does. It does. So, no, you don't have stress with Bev.
Cool.
Okay. Whew. Well,
This is bad.
we're in a tough
Not great,
spot.
yeah.
In a tough spot.
This is
I
Dark Night of the Soul.
have always been impressed with this group's ability to pull incredible feats out of their ass. So I'm looking forward to that next time. And in the
Mhm.
meantime, thanks if you tuned in tonight for tuning in. Thanks for holding on with us through this wild ride of stress and fallouts. And we will see you probably next. Are we playing next week? I think we are.
No,
No,
right?
we are not playing next
Sam's
week.
done.
So we will see you in 2 weeks. And we will see what is awaiting Edic and the others inside Josh's dark, seemingly uninhabited house. And I will, I think that's it. I'll talk to all y'all later. Hang out with us in the Discord if you want with exclamation point Discord. We're a cool group of people and we do lots of things besides this stream. So you can find out about all of that in the Discord. And I think that's everything. So say good night, everybody.
Good night,
Bye.
everybody.
Everybody.